In this episode, we talk about being new to a motorcycle club, outlaw motorcycle club, riding club, whatever it is, and that original first stepping into that clubhouse, first going to that first bike event, the things you should never do. Let's get into it. Big shout to the Ghosts and the Ghost Sets. Welcome to Soast the Ghost TV, which is sponsored by Demons Row, the holy grail of MC culture. Shout to everybody out there. This thing right here is soaked to the max right now. The East Coast is pouring like crazy, but I had to get over here. A lot of people ask me on the East Coast, do people ride? I gotta do it all year round because I decided that motorcycle clubs and bikers is the genre that I wanted to pick. So I compiled a list. It's like 14, 15 of them, but I'm not gonna read it out one by one. But the first one I'm gonna talk about is always make sure you're gassed up. So many times you go out to an event and everybody's loaded up, ready to go. And when you're the new guy, you need to be prepared. When everybody's meeting up, usually when you're going to an event, everybody will meet up and then they'll hit a gas station. But sometimes clubs want you prepared. They want you gassed up and ready to go. You don't want to be that guy as soon as you get a couple miles down the road asking to get off because you got to get gas. Now here's an important one. Never get too familiar. Never get too comfortable. These people are new. You don't know who these people are. Now, even if there's a member that has been a childhood friend of yours and he's the one bringing you along, you know him, but do you know Club him? Do you know how he's gonna react if his president gives an order because you did something wrong? Survey the room. I wouldn't do a lot of talking. I would do more listening and paying attention to what's going on because you're new. You wanna see what's going on with these people and figure out if this is the club really for you. Here's another one. Always make sure you're prepared for the ride that you're going on because this is what a lot of new motorcycle riders will do. Let's say it's a nice day out, right? You gotta understand, you gotta prepare for the nighttime. If you're gonna be out till late, if you got a t-shirt on and it's like 80 something, but you're like on the East Coast, it'll drop 20 degrees, it'll be 60 and you're riding around in a t-shirt. You know, I don't know about everybody else's demos where everybody's at, but the temperature drops. When you're on that bike, it's a whole different ball game. So prepare yourself for that. Even if it's hot, and if you got your old lady with you or whatever, make sure she's prepared because then you got to take yours off and give it to her or whatever the situation may be. So even if it's hot, make sure you got a hoodie or whatever you need, that extra layer. And if you got bags, always have stuff in your bags. Now here's another one, and this one is super important. No invasive questions. If you have questions, always, this is the easy one. If you're there, whoever brought you there, because obviously you're not just gonna pull up. Whoever brought you there, ask them the question. If you're around other club members, don't ask patch questions. Don't ask very evasive questions about family, stuff that you have no business talking about. When you're at these events, if you know you're the type of person that can't hold your liquor, leave it alone. Don't put yourself in a situation where you're drunk, falling off your bike, getting your ass kicked, whatever it may be. Here's another one. You got like a real nice Harley. Don't make the mistake that because you're in a Harley club or you're with Harley people that maybe somebody in your club, some clubs have both kind of bikes, sport bike and regular bike. Don't try to put somebody down for the type of bike that they ride. Me personally, I don't even like that shit. If you like a certain bike, you know, if you like the cruiser style, I've always liked the Harley Davidson stuff. Me personally, myself, the choppers, the Harley Davidsons, that whole cruiser style. But if somebody likes the sport bike style, that's their style. You don't have to put them down. That whole shit, trying to big yourself up, trying to talk people down because of the type of bike they ride and all that. And even people like on Groms and threes and all that stuff, like the Spiders. People always ask me like, yo, what do you think about the people on the Spiders? If they having fun, that's all I care about. Everybody needs to just have a good time and not be talking down the next person because your bike is like this. Here's a very important one. Never bring unwanted visitors. If that person messes up, it will fall on you. I think that's a good rule for anybody in life, in any situation. Understand, if you got a friend and you know he has certain tendencies, if you bring him around and something wrong goes down, that falls on you. And a lot of times, people don't understand that. They think, oh, well, he did that, that's on him. But if you know that he's that type of person, you are at fault. And in a club, it could be detrimental. It could get you kicked out. It could get your ass kicked. It really depends on the situation. So I'm gonna tell you a little story that is the craziest, and people do shit like this. And this is why a lot of clubs don't allow outsiders that don't ride at all, because they have no code. I remember in the clubhouse, I'm not gonna say what club, there was an outsider, it was an after hours, they were having a party. This dude comes in with his own bottle. Like, why would you do that? And this is why these shows are important. Like, a lot of people think that this type of stuff, you know, this goes without saying. We have a certain code of conduct that we live by, a certain type of respect. So we don't see these type of things. But if people are outside of the culture, they don't know. I seen it. Dude came in with a bottle, and I'm not gonna say how it shook out, but it didn't shake out well. And he actually had a problem with getting rid of the bottle. Like, you bring in your own drinks. Like, you don't do that anywhere. Like, you don't go to a restaurant and bring a drink from outside into the restaurant. I don't mean soda or something like that. I'm saying an actual alcoholic beverage. Never ride recklessly. You gotta understand, when you're in a club, one mistake and you could have 6, 7, the whole pack go down. I have seen it, and that's how it happens in a pack. It's not just one person that goes down. If you're lucky, one person will go down. But 9 times out of 10, if you do something out of pocket, a whole bunch of other people are in that situation. So if you're new to clubs and maybe even new to riding, always stay in the back. Never be in the front of the pack. Somebody will be behind you if you're like kind of new to riding, but I say learn how to really ride before you join the club. Because I'm a person, I learned how to ride to get in the club because I have family in it already. So that's the wrong way to do it. You want to know how to ride from the jump. When you're new to the club, try to really learn the bylaws. Try to understand the bylaws and how it works. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. A lot of clubs don't even follow their own bylaws, but you want to be versed on it so you could always flip it on somebody if they're not moving correctly. Knowing the bylaws is important. And the truth is, it's like our government. Do they really go by the Bill of Rights? When it suits them, but if they don't want to, they don't have to. Freedom of speech, right? We have freedom of speech, but if I say the wrong thing, YouTube will pull the plug and nobody's gonna do nothing about it. But we have freedom of speech, right? So that's the perfect example right there of how the bylaws work in a club. Sometimes they abide by the bylaws, sometimes they don't. Politics and positional power sometimes overrides everything because they'll just make rules up as they go. If you're new to the set, always show up super early. Don't pull up late. They'll either leave you or you'll get fined. And people start feeling a way towards you if they always have to wait for you. You got road captains preparing the route, and when people start coming late, it messes everything up. You don't want to be the one holding the pack up. Here's another one. Never intrude on private conversations. That is one of the biggest rules right there, especially if it's 2 diamond holding 1%ers talking to each other. That is the one thing that you never want to do, and you will get checked for it if you're new to the game and you don't understand how that works. Don't interrupt conversations. Wait for them to finish talking and then you approach them when they like acknowledge you or something. Because it could be a heated situation that you're stepping into. And growing up in the Bronx, 2 people will be getting into an altercation and then somebody will be looking or laugh or something when they're about to fight. And then what happens? Let me know in the comments if you know what happens. Yo, what's so funny? What the f you looking at? And then it directs towards that person. You don't want to be that person. Smash the like button if you're getting value out of this, and hit the subscribe button if you want to learn more about MC culture. Here's another one. Never challenge the authority of the president, of the higher ups. You don't have enough sway yet. You're new. You don't know the landscape of what's going on. Never outshine the president. It's from the 48 Laws of Power. I actually did a video about that, and it's called the 48 Laws of MC Power. If you want to check it out on the Demons Road channel, and I talk about rule number 1, never outshine the president. And it's just chess. You don't want to outshine the person that has the sway. You want to whisper in his ear and put him on in a way that'll help him, but you never want to openly speak out against a president or a sergeant of arms, somebody that's in a higher position than you. You never want to do that. If you want to support the row, we got some new challenge coins right here. You got to check these out. They're beautiful, super heavy. Got the Ghost of Ellie character on the back, the Demon's Row on the front. These things, this is the new biker currency. You can get these at www.demonsroad.com. I got another video where I talk about 1% of patch meanings. What do all these patches mean? It'll be linked above. And thank you for tuning in to Soast the Ghost TV, which is sponsored by Demons Row, the holy grail of MC culture. Like, subscribe, and comment. And oh yeah, we ghosting, baby.